Hey guys, it's Miss Coconut. How are you doing? Today I'm going to give you a brief history lesson on 3 occult figures that I feel everyone should know if you are practicing any type of spiritual, witchcraft, occult information. You should know these people, okay? First up is the master magician that was called Black Herman, born in 1892 through 1934. His name was Benjamin Herman Rucker, and he was a magician and illusionist born in Virginia. And he was known definitely for his street magic, but he had a few gimmicks with him. He was, however, a hoodoo man. He was a medicine man. He actually did make potions, but one of his gimmicks was to make this curing potion and bring someone on stage that was usually someone employed by him or, someone in his family or friend. And he would have them come on, take the potion and be healed. And he did this a lot of times. And he, definitely grew a strong following. He made his home in New York, but he did travel and take his show on the road. He also had another act where he would be buried alive, and when they would come back to his grave like 3 days later or whatever, he would be rejuvenated as if he never died. And he was so prolific at what he did. He gained a very strong audience. And guess what? He actually died on stage. They said presumably of a heart attack, as no one believed it. No one believed it. So we don't know if he really, they say he died on stage, but some people say that was just part of the act. He was really dead, but they wanted to capitalize on it, on his death. So they say he died on stage, okay? And people didn't believe that he was dead either way, whether he died on stage or at home. They didn't believe it. So then they decided they may as well charge people to see his dead body. And that would be the only way that people would actually believe it wasn't an act. Okay, so check out his story. I believe there is a book also written on him. And some people say he actually wrote a book called Secrets of Magic Mystery. And I think that's the name of it. I can't really remember. But there's some mystery surrounding that book. So I'm not really sure if he did or not. But y'all check him out. Check out his story. I think you will find it very fascinating. Minister extraordinaire Charles C.H. Mason, okay? He was the leader and founder of the Pentecostal movement, which we now know as CONspire. He was a powerful prayer warrior. He was drawn to ministry at a very early age, and he believed in holiness and sanctification. Okay, he was also very much into the idea that any race could be ordained as a minister, and he was on the FBI watch list. But what makes him so interesting to me is that there are so many myths and rumors around the fact that this man of God did use roots, as in tree branches, to discern God's will. So sort of like a divination, okay? There's a lot of speculation that he was a doctor, root doctor, or a medicine man. It just kind of depends on which story you believe, okay? There's also a conspiracy out there that his whole movement, his religious spiritual movement, was founded by the Rothschild. Now, that's not something I'm putting out there. I'm just relating to you the information I've come across. But he was a powerful prayer warrior. So not only did he change the face of the Black church, he was also very much someone that was really connected to God. And anyone can tell you that they felt the move of God when they were in this man's presence. So you tell me. Now, what I thought was interesting is that his name is Mason. And do you think that denotes the fact that he would later become such a strong spiritual presence? I don't know. But what I do know is that he was the child of former slaves, so he would not have been that far removed from the very strong and potent practice of hoodoo at that time. So it's not far-fetched that he may have had some very strong African ties to spirituality that he may not have openly discussed, but it was definitely part of his practice. Well, y'all let me know what you think. Aunt Carolyn Dye, so she was known as Aunt Carolyn, was a highly respected reader, seer, fortune teller. She was a powerful woman because people would come from all over different parts of America just to get a reading by her. Okay, they said that so many people traveled to see her that there was a train that they would nickname the Carolyn Dye Special. She had blacks, she had whites. Okay, and she didn't even charge for her services. People just gave her money, so much that to the point she actually became rich from that. She was an entrepreneur as well because so many people would be waiting. She started making sure that she had food to sell to them. Now, what makes this conjure woman even more special for me is that she used playing cards for divination. And they say she was really good at locating people and locating things, okay? But she didn't like to give love readings. Okay, she felt that that was something that should naturally be done. Like you shouldn't tamper with love, okay? But anything else, if you had any matters that were important to you that you needed some divination on and some guidance on, yeah, she was your girl, okay? And they said that she was pretty accurate in her readings to the point that even businessmen would consult with her. She was so hot, y'all. She had several blues men named songs after her. Even one of my favorite songs my granddaddy used to play, Wang Dang Doodoo, I found out there's a line that has her name in it, and I never knew that it referred to her. So I love her story. I definitely want you to read up on her story. And let me tell you something. They actually would say that the cards don't lie all about her because that's how fierce she was with those readings when she was doing her card sessions. She was born into slavery, they said, and then her parents died when she was young, and that she became aware of her special abilities from a young age. So this awesome woman, Carolyn Dye, I want you to read more about her life story. Let me know what you think. In honor of the season that we are in, I want to encourage you to spend some time reading and studying about these powerful leaders in our community. These are the ancestors that have gone before us and paved a spiritual path for us. And I want to tell y'all, read the slave journals, okay? They're online. You can just Google it. They have so much hoodoo gem in those slave journals. You would be so surprised, okay? And these are actual accounts where the slaves or former slaves were interviewed, and they would give different potions, different pieces of advice, different stories about the occult and about hoodooing and hexing and cursing and all kinds of delicious stuff. So if you are into occult life in America, you definitely want to begin researching all of the slave journals that are very much available online. And I think that reading these journals will help you connect with the land and with the spirit of the ancestors that do reside in the Americas. And I'm going to tell you a secret, and this is the way I was taught. As Americans, we're going to be stronger in our practice when we practice what was closely tied to the land that we were birthed on, okay? Now, you can take that however you want. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, I came from, okay, but for the most part, most of us were birthed here. The parents were birthed here. and their parents and their parents and their parents. And I can tell you, I have read several accounts of Black families saying they never came over here on a boat. They were already here. Okay? So no matter what you believe, I think this is a great way to spend your time honoring the season that we are in. Okay? This is a very powerful occult time. Tap into knowledge. I hope that you are practicing and making sure that you have your security measures up, that you're doing your shadow work during this season as well. And until next time, Shrim Vrezi.